So, how do winners think? Do winners think differently from everyone else? Well, yes. They have certain core beliefs that help them make better decisions, which in turn helps them get better results. These are some of the things that winners believe. 1. They know that you can't improve if you don't change. Now this might sound like a weird one, but it's true. Winners know that if they don't change, they can't improve. This is because change is what allows us to grow. It's what allows us to learn new things. And it's what helps us to become better versions of ourselves. Without change, we stagnate. We become stuck in our ways and we stop improving. Winners understand this, which is why they are always looking for ways to improve themselves. They are always trying to change and evolve into better versions of themselves. Now, there's a quote that says, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. In other words, if you want different results, you have to do things differently. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to make some huge, drastic changes to your life. Sometimes the smallest of changes can make the biggest of differences. For example, just changing the way you think about things can have a huge impact on your life. If you start thinking positively and start believing in yourself, you will start to see positive changes in your life. So, how do you make these changes? Well, the first step is to be aware of the changes that you need to make. You have to identify the areas of your life where you want to improve. Once you've identified those areas, you need to set goals for yourself. Goals give you something to aim for. They provide you with direction and they help you stay focused. When you have goals, you're more likely to take action, and when you take action, you're more likely to achieve success. After that, you need to take action. Action is the most important part of making change. It's easy to set goals and make plans, but if you don't take any action, then it doesn't really matter. So once you've set your goals, you need to start taking action towards them. This might mean learning new skills, talking to new people, or doing things that you've never done before. Whatever it is, you need to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone. Number 2, they have a growth mindset. So winners have a growth mindset. They believe that they can improve and grow no matter how old they are or what their background is. They don't let their past define who they are or what they can achieve. Instead, they focus on the present and future, and they believe that they can create the life they want for themselves. Now, if you want to have a growth mindset, you need to start by believing in yourself. You need to have a positive self-image. You need to see yourself as someone who is capable of achieving their goals. Once you have a positive self-image, you need to set goals for yourself, and then you need to take action towards those goals. Remember that with a growth mindset, you believe that you can improve and grow. So even if you set a goal and you don't achieve it, you don't see that as a failure. Instead, you see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. So winners have a growth mindset. They don't let their past define them. And they believe that they can create the life they want. Number 3, they believe in themselves. Winners believe in themselves. They have confidence in their abilities. They know that they can achieve their goals. And they don't let others' opinions or actions get in the way of their success. They believe in themselves even when no one else believes in them. Now, here's the thing. Believing in yourself is one of the most important things you can do if you want to be successful. If you don't believe in yourself, then why should anyone else believe in you? If you don't believe that you can achieve your goals, then you won't take the actions necessary to achieve them. But if you have confidence in yourself, if you believe that you can achieve anything you set your mind to, then you're much more likely to be successful. So, how do you build belief in yourself? Well, it starts with having a positive self-image. You need to see yourself as someone who is capable of achieving their goals. Once you have a positive self-image, you need to set goals for yourself, and then you need to take action towards those goals. As you start to achieve small goals, your belief in yourself will start to grow. You'll start to feel like you're capable of achieving bigger and bigger goals. And eventually you'll be able to achieve your biggest goal. 4, they have a clear vision. Winners have a clear vision. They know what they want to achieve, and they're prepared to work hard to make it happen. They don't just sit around and wait for success to come to them. Instead, they go out and make it happen. Now, if you want to be a winner, you need to have a clear vision. You need to know what you want to achieve. Once you know what you want, you need to set goals for yourself, and then you need to take action towards those goals. But it's not enough to just have a vision and a plan. You also need to be flexible. Things don't always go according to plan, and that's okay. You need to be willing to adjust your goals and your plans as needed. The important thing is that you keep moving forward. Keep taking action even when things get tough. Sigh. They are resilient. Winners are resilient. They don't give up in the face of setbacks. Instead, they bounce back from adversity stronger than ever. They learn from their mistakes, and they use that knowledge to improve their performance next time around. Now, if you want to be successful, you need to be resilient. You need to be able to bounce back from adversity. You need to be able to learn from your mistakes and move on. Don't let setbacks get you down. Learn from them and move on. The only way to succeed is to keep trying even when you fail. 6. They don't make excuses. Winners don't make excuses. They take responsibility for their actions and they don't blame others for their failures. They understand that the only person responsible for their success is themselves. Now, if you want to be successful, you need to take responsibility for your actions. You can't blame others for your failures. You need to be accountable for your own success. This doesn't mean that you never ask for help. Of course, we all need help sometimes. But you shouldn't be asking for help with the expectation that someone is going to do the work for you. Instead, you should be asking for help with the understanding that you will do the work yourself. Someone is simply providing guidance or advice. 7. Winners never give up. Winners never give up. They have a strong sense of determination, and they refuse to give up on their dreams. No matter how difficult things get, winners never lose sight of their goals. They keep pushing forward until they achieve success. Now, if you want to be a winner, you need to have a strong sense of determination. You need to refuse to give up on your dreams. You need to keep pushing forward no matter how difficult things get. Don't ever lose sight of your goals. Keep working towards them, and eventually you'll achieve success. In conclusion, winners think differently from everyone else. They have certain core beliefs that help them make better decisions, which in turn helps them get better results. If you want to be a winner, then you need to start thinking like a winner. By following these tips, you'll be well on your way to becoming a winner. Thank you for watching, and best of luck on your journey to success.